Just finished up with some work, and I gotta get out here, get some watering done. But we're gonna be talking about kind of planning out my week, because I've got some things I've got to get done around the house here and around the property as a whole. So appreciate everybody who was here this Sunday. I think Sunday was Tomato Day, where we did all of those. I think we ended up with 48 total that we did out there. It was mini moss tomatoes, mini. So it's been good. And saying, those that don't know, and y'all are just coming here for the first time, I'm gonna move you guys because I have a feeling this hose is gonna be a problem. Always a problem with the hose, you know what I mean? So, anyways, for those that were here this weekend on Sunday, appreciate y'all. If y'all are coming back, good to see you. We got a whole bunch done out here in the garden, like a ton. Like I said, 48 tomatoes. We'll take a look at those. They're just over here. But I want to get some water on these, on my little patch of onions here to get rolling here. We are in a pretty significant, I can't tell by my yard, right, by how green it is, but we are in a bit of a drought here. Nothing crazy, obviously, since again my grass is green, but we are definitely dry here, so I'm having to add extra water to the trees. The grass for the most part gets the dew. It's not an issue. We do get a lot of humidity off of Lake Michigan, so it's not that terrible. So it's not that terrible. Probably couldn't hear me there for a minute, could you? All right, there we go. So it wasn't bad, but now we're in a spot where, hey, we want to make sure that, we want to keep everybody hydrated. It's kind of important, you know what I mean? Big piece here. Again, we're not like in a serious drought, but we've got enough water issues that we want to try to stay on top of it, you know what I mean? Now over here, so this section over here is where my onions are at, and they're not getting drenched per se, but I'm just adding enough water to make sure that they're not going thirsty. On this side over here, and we'll come take a closer look here in a second. I just want to get some water on it for right now. This is where all of my the root vegetables are at. So I've got 3 rows of, make sure I got this right here. Got 3 rows of turnips that are on the far side over here. I've got a row of beets. We've got 3 rows of radishes. I got some parsnips and a whole bunch of carrots. Carrots are all right here where I'm watering in this spot right here. Got 3 rows, just monster amounts of there. My oregano is doing great. Back over here, it's just oregano's got good spirit. It's hard to keep it down. My thyme plant, on the other hand, I got to get some more German thyme in here. It did not make the winter, so good there. Come grab you guys, get a little bit closer here. Hello, what's happening? Good to see you. Welcome to the broadcast here. Yeah, we're here in the garden, just kind of doing some stuff, keeping stuff hydrated. Big part of the deal here. So you can see over here is where my tomatoes are at, and we were in here Sunday planting the vast majority of these. I'm here in northern Michigan, and it's early to have my tomatoes in right here, like very early, like almost a month early. But I mean, I was talking with my local plant center greenhouse dude over here, and he's a client as well. So and then we were both just kind of chatting, and it was like, Fritz, I think we'll be fine. I've got enough leaves and other like compost stuff I can put on top of my tomatoes or anything here if we get another like healthy frost. But like the low temperatures right now are just into the high 30s. We have one of those days, but it's going to be 80. I think 82 is the forecast for Monday. Like there's no reason not to have the tomatoes out and get everything planted. So I'm just starting here with these different vegetables, make sure they're good here. My peas are doing well. We'll take a look at all those, but like behind me, big piece, because these are a brand new transplant. These are my tomatoes that are back over here, and we got lots of them, tons of tomatoes that were in here. And if you were on the live stream, it was awesome to see you. Thank you for showing up. It was really a lot of fun. We had a lot of people on here, and if you're back for another viewing, thank you for coming back. I appreciate it. Hopefully I earned your subscription here. But today's really just kind of a chill day out in the garden. Like I'm just, there's a lot of labor went into the last few days there, but we did not want to have anything too crazy. So, what am I doing? Yeah, this is my garden. Just to answer a question, I'm watering all my plants right now. That's what we're doing. That is the extent of not the entire stream today. We're gonna go take a look around the property a little bit. kind of show you where we're at with the different projects. And we're going to talk about projects that I've got to do still. I still got some work I got to do. Like for instance, I've got some raised beds. We're going to go take a look at those. There's a previous stream where we put them together. For those that were on while I was doing the previous stream, thank you so much for joining me and coming back. But it's going to be time to fill those. And part of that is going to be looking at the stockpile of wood that I have, talking with my local, plant center dude. We're going to get some topsoil in here, and I've got some coconut husk we'll be mixing in just to kind of have that set up. So let me bring you guys over here, give you a better view of the tomatoes as I'm watering them. You guys are like a million miles away. Let's get you guys. I know you guys want to see the sweet tomato action as we're doing it here. So let me bring you here and bring you down. Just get a better view of all the tomatoes. Let's see how that looks. I think that looks a little bit better. What do you think? As we're doing them rows, we'll just kind of come to it like this way. Right? We got to have cinema here. It's got to be cinema. Right? And squeeze in and we can do some water. There we go. So again, the tomatoes that we have here, they are indeterminate. They are a mixture of indeterminate and bush style, or your determinate style. Again, they don't know. Indeterminate varieties, they grow for an indeterminate height. As long as they have heat, water, soil's good, all the nutrient stuff is there. Oh no, I have one of my plants. Well, I got spare tomatoes, so it looks like I have extra tomatoes. One of my tomatoes did not make it. It looks like it got something happened to it. Doesn't look good. Doesn't look happy. Okay, anyways, so the indeterminate, they'll just keep growing as long as they have nutrients and everything there, right? So they just wrap up here and off they go. I mean, I'll have them by the end of the year. They'll be draped all over here. It'll just be a big old tomato vine mess full of awesomeness, which we love. That's why we do this stuff. The determinate, or your bush style, they're going to grow to a certain height, stop, fruit, do their thing, and be done. Okay? And that's, I'm trying out a couple different varieties this year to just see how they do. Biggest thing with them is I just want to see how well they participate in our environment. We're in I think we're in 6B. It changed last year. I don't remember. I think it's 6B. And that's whatever subtropical is, because it's weird to say that in Michigan, but that's what we are. Because we are right next to, let me switch over here. So we're like right next to Lake Michigan. So right behind you. So, hello. So it's kind of one of those things where we have it warms up around the area, but we also have all of the moisture from the lake that pours in here, October, starting frankly this month and on the next ones. We're going to have lots and lots of humidity. So what ends up being is we get that hot Midwestern heat with the humidity, subtropical, like that's what happens. And then during wintertime, it's 10 below and tons of snow and just sadness across the land. So it's kind of where we're at. But it's definitely time, though, to get more stuff in the garden. So I'm going to start planting my cucumbers. Definitely get cucumbers planted for sure. Probably going to wait just a little bit on the summer squash. Just wait a little bit on that. I may give that another week, but get those in, get those rolling. Same thing with zucchinis and all those things. So got that piece. All right, so those are done. We're going to go over now, hang out with my chickens for a minute. Right? Got my girls here. So I'll just kind of hang out with them for a minute while I cross over here. Get this right here. Okay, we're doing this live, folks, so I apologize if the stream's a little bit wonky. We are gonna get that over there. I gotta cross over. So I expanded their run like this, what this area is right here, so they come out during the day and have a little bit more room to be chickens, So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take this, get my hose over here. Hose over here. You ladies are fine. Bring you guys with me. We got this other part of the. Everything okay, Red? Okay. We got this other area here. This is all of our lettuce and spinach. My brassicas are going. We did get a little water on this too. Make sure it's good. I know. You guys are being chickens all weird now. You're good. Oh, ran right past the door. So just trying to help men. But anyways, so this lettuce that's over here, it's mostly for the chickens, but it's also for us too, just to be able to, you know, pick at as we need it. We got some good varieties. I got some black-seeded Simpson in here. Hey Manuel, good to see you. Welcome. Black-seeded Simpson. We got some butter lettuce. You ever seen that? And then we've got some mesclun in here as well too. The different colored stuff. You know, the mesclun's the seed mix or the salad mix stuff you find in a bag. So we got that growing. Plus I got a ton of, like I say, my brassicas. So we got broccoli started, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, kale. And there's some Swiss chard going as well too. Yeah, Swiss chard isn't a brassica, but you know, it's kind of treated as one. They're kind of in the same wheelhouse here, so nothing wrong with that. We'll go take a look here in a second where, you know, talk about projects here once I get this done here. All right. There's that on watering. We've already been over. We're gonna go take a look again. I'm not gonna water anymore, but I'm gonna close this up real quick. The backyard here, you can see we're starting to get my perennials are coming up, so that looks pretty cool back there. That was a long couple streams if you were on that one, doing all the heavy lifting on that. All right. So, real quick, guys. Hide my hose back there. Let's go for a walk. Let's go check out some stuff here. Let's go check out where we're at here. All right, chickens. You got your run back. But you can see the stuff we have coming in there. This is my compost that's on top, and you can see where I planted some additional stuff back over there. It's really important when if you want to do lettuce. One of the things to keep in mind is you can grow lettuce all the time. Just keep throwing it out there because it grows so quick. You want to start it every few weeks, so you always have fresh lettuce. Okay. All right, so we're in the greenhouse, and if you guys weren't in here prior, welcome. Greenhouse. We do a lot of work in here. This is where we started our. Back in February, we started a lot of our plants and stuff that were going. So again, I started just one cucumber to get it going. I typically recommend, and I do, start your cucumbers from seeds. They just seem to do better. You can get them ahead of time in the plot, and it kind of buys you a little bit of time, but they seem, really, this guy just wants to flip. Let's do this over here. This thing just talking into my shirt, man. All right, but they seem to do better if you go from seeds. Something about them being more robust. I don't know what it is, but that's the thing. So we've got I'll bring them over here so you can see. We did start about 3 weeks ago, some marigolds. So you can see this here. So they're doing their thing, right? They're getting down here, and they're so they're all bottom watered. So that's the thing. These are some zinnias. Got these in like individual, like little smaller ones here. So my zinnias, we got these guys going. Check them out there. They're doing pretty good. And these are all of these zinnias, all of the marigolds, everything were saved from seeds from last season. There's nothing that, I didn't buy any flower seeds. How are these guys doing? So these are my leeks. It's just more interesting I'm just growing these to see what happens with them. But these are our leeks. I'm gonna scatter these around through the garden. If you haven't had leeks, they're basically like onions light. They're got that low, very light onion flavor. These are going to be this weekend too. These are my celery. So I got celery seeds and started them all up. Way too many in here. You can see they're just packed in. So we're going to get them out and get them growing. I love celery. It's my favorite, green leafy vegetable. It's just my favorite. But most of that's going to end up for the chickens, just for them something much. And so, oh, hey, Looney, what's happening? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, so we got good stuff here. All right, let's take a look at my peppers. So here's got my jalapenos. It's still not time to get them out. But we've been, have you subscribed yet, Looney? I hope you have. If not, I'd love to earn your subscription. But these are our jalapenos. They've been knocked down a little bit. They're doing pretty good. And then I've got my, but it's too early to get them down. They'll be out, though. They're not going to do well in the cold. Then we got my poblanos. They're doing their thing. So they're getting started. These will be really good to have. And I think I only have one cayenne. Yeah, I just got one cayenne pepper that is kind of good. I'm probably going to redo these in seeds. Thank you, Looney. Thank you so much. Am I saying Looney right? Am I saying that correct? I didn't think it was Lunny. Hey, Soto, what's happening? Good to see you. Man, Soto, you missed out. You should see where you are. Man, we are on tomatoes. You missed all the good stuff in the garden. You know, you missed it. So Looney, I'm saying it right. But yeah, Sunday was tomato day. Like so many tomatoes, all the tomatoes. It was crazy. Yeah, you do. You have to catch up for sure. It's on there. Other thing is that Soto, you'll appreciate this. I got my first actual like super chat. Someone donated, gave me, I think they gave me $10 or something, $8 for seeds. I was like blown away. For those that don't know, Soto's been with me for a while, and you know, she's been here while we were sitting here in the greenhouse, freezing cold. So it's been good to see. Look, Soto, look at how the tomatoes are doing. Look at this. Look how big they're getting. They were just little seeds when we started. Look at them. They're doing so good. I've got extra tomatoes this year. Yeah, thank you for that. But you can see we're doing good. So I have extra tomatoes, which is good because I did have one of them that got injured in the wind the other day. So lots of tomato plants. Yeah, like weeds, yes, delicious weeds that make delicious tomatoes. But yes, I dropped the basil seed in just to get one going. So I have one. I'm going to drop a whole bunch more later. Check out the beets. The beets are finally starting to get a little traction. So my beets are coming along here. I just got a couple in here. We're going to transplant them this weekend. All right. So let's put it this way. Have you guys ever seen artichokes before? Ever actually seen them grown and stuff? When I was in Italy, you could see them there. It was pretty wild. But check this thing out. This artichoke. It's going to be this big old thistly looking thing. When it's done, you know, really, I'm going to grow this big thing for like this much, you know, the artichoke. Because like, here's a little baby version of it. Little baby version of it. So we are going on. Okay, so also, all right, so the last bit is here. I have mystery plants. Well, these aren't mystery. These are onions. They're going to go get transplanted. You can see here, I just grabbed one of these guys here. Ugh, come on. Ugh. So you can see, really, this is how onions start. You know, what you're familiar with. You know, Soto, I don't know how tall this variety grows. Like, that's the thing. But they're normally pretty decent size. You know, if you think of the size of an artichoke, right, the stalk has to be able to hold it up. So they're pretty hefty. But I got my, mystery plants here I'm going to be regrowing. I have no idea what those are. I planted them in like a hurry and I forgot what I put in there. So it's going to be exciting. I'm excited to find out what we're going to have. Can't forget this thing. All right. So lastly, I want to show you guys. So I wanted to start some more marigolds because, like, right, for me and my mom, we're gonna be splitting these. She may want some of these. I don't know. But we started some more marigolds, and yesterday they weren't up, and now today we got marigolds, folks. Now listen, I want to share. And so in order to get them to germinate, just FYI, they're on a heating pad. Like, they have to be on a warming pad. This thing, like one of these things right here, one of these little warming pads that will keep the seed temperature at 80 degrees. All right, 70 to 80, that's where they need to be at. And then I have some additional light on there. They don't need light to germinate. Some do. Petunias are one that you have to have light on them, and they have to be warm. Marigolds aren't that way. They just need to be warm. And now once they're all up, I'll move them up top here, up to the top area so they can start getting more sunlight. But they can sit there. And you can see here, this is the other side of this, my cleomes. If you haven't ever seen cleomes, they're basically the devil's beautiful flowers. They have not germinated yet, but I have one. Actually, I shouldn't say that. You can't see them. Nowhere really should. I got one little nubbin coming up. So my cleomes will be up there. They're basically these pastel colored flowers with spikes on them. They're really big. They're pretty cool. The bees love them. Bees absolutely love the things. They're everywhere. So we've got all that kind of figured out. This weekend, okay, anyways, before we move on to the other stuff we got to do, if you've never, for marigolds, any of your flowers, I'm going to just let you know, you want to do everything you can to save your own seeds. Like, and I'm going to show you an example here. So this is a dead-headed marigold, right? This used to be a marigold orange doing its thing. After it dies, it ends up looking like this, right? The plant's dead. Like, you get just, hear how crunchy it is? Right, crunchy, right? You're going to take this thing And you're gonna pull those out. This is one package of marigold seeds. This is what you pay $4 for. Your marigolds make like 1 billion of these things. Like, this is from like one plant, a couple plants from last year. All right, I mean, and I've got tons more. Like, look, here's another one. But you can do this with all of your flowers. You can do it with your perennials, right? These zinnias that I had, these were from the zinnias that I had. I went and got. So your perennials, you can do it. Your cone flowers, everything that's out there. When the flowers are done, just let them go and be dead. When they're finished, go pull the seeds out, and then you save them. Don't do anything special with them. Just put them like in an envelope, so that way you can, manages the temperature and stuff. They may need to be stratified, which means they need to be cold. So just to be on the safe side, throw them in the freezer for a week, pull them out, put them in dirt, make them warm, and then you end up with free flowers. Okay. I wish more folks knew about that and did that, because I mean, I don't mind obviously people, selling them and stuff, but when it comes to marigolds, comes to a lot of these are super easy, You just put them in the dirt and let them be plants. All right, so let's take a look around the area here. So my neighbors are kind of getting used to hearing me talk to you guys too. They were a little weirded out at first, like, what in the heck is Ryan? Who's he talking to? Now that they kind of figure out that I do this type of stuff. So, all right, so this is a kind of hard to see here, but I got a butterfly bush that we're trying to transplant. We'll see if it works out. For my mom. It seems to be doing okay, but you never know with these things. So we have got strawberries are doing good. There's nothing real project-y with these right now, but like I showed earlier, we are getting flowers in, so we are starting to get them going. So that'll be nice. And these were overwintered. And again, once you have your strawberries in, they're perennial, so they keep coming back. We're just going to cover them in straw, as I always say, it's in the name, strawberry. So we're going to keep straw on them. And over winter time, just cover them up. Hey, Timothy, what's happening? Oh, hey, I appreciate it. Yeah, so I'm on a half acre, and most of the lots in my area are half acres. So I try to take as much advantage of it as I can. So, try to pack as much in as I can here. Like, for instance, this is my insulated greenhouse. It looks a little tacky right now. I'm going to figure this piece out, but, and then my garden we were in, this is 25 by 50 feet, so in freedom units, 25 by 50 across there. And I got my chickens in there too. So yeah, it's a lot. But the big thing is, so I produce food and I share with my neighbors. So there's that. Okay. So like, that's the other side. Not all my neighbors grow food, so I'm here to help share. So, so this is we had a tree across the street, kind of did it, fall over during a storm. So I saved as much as I could, because we're gonna go look at. I've got some raised beds that we put together on hey, Wildlife, good to see you. Thank you. Where I want to save this because I need to fill the base of my those raised garden beds. So we're going to use this along with some cardboard, some leaf mulch, what you see here, some of my compost. So the chickens, hey, oh gosh, I love your username. We'll just say, we're going to call you UW just to keep it safe keep it clean on here. So the chickens are doing good. We just took a look, but we'll go take another look on our way around. So we're going to use this and fill them in, and then also with some topsoil so I can get those growing. I'm going to grow some more vegetables and herbs on that side in between the stuff here. So this is my compost bins, and we were busy. You guys didn't see compost on the stream, but I'm going to grab you guys real quick. I'm going to show you, and then we'll put you back up here to kind of give you the show. Switch. I'm going to go off stream here for a second. There I am. So I have 4 compost bins. And you can see I've got a leaf mixture-y mulch stuff here. Then I've got a whole bunch of leaves over there. They'll go in here. But this is my first round of compost for this year. It's finally calming down temperature-wise. But we were up over here above 160 for a while. And the whole compost, when I started, was like this high. And this is just over a week and a half. We're down to, well, you can see how much it's dropped off. Almost half. Okay. So, all right, back at it over here. And that's the thing when you get the compost here. So what that's going to do is that's going to get turned here. I don't know if I'll probably do it on a stream. Y'all can laugh at me while I'm breathing heavy trying to do it. So this one needs to be turned. This one needs to be emptied out and put on my garden. So I use a lot of my compost. It's not fully, you know, let me grab some here. You can see I've just got some laying around. That's not a good one. Here you go. So I've got, it's not fully, turned into compost. It's still partially, which is fine though, because I use it as a mulch along with the microbes that get in. So they make their way down in the soil, but it's also a nice mulch to cover things up, which we want. Keeps the weeds down. And like I said, this is a whole bunch of weeds over here. So this one's got to get emptied. It's going to get filled when I got to mow my yard because my grass grows really quick. It's pretty obnoxious, to be quite honest. Let's come around the backside and check out other stuff here. So you see the chickens, they're over here living their best chicken life, doing their thing. So they're enjoying the larger area right now. They've got a little bit more space to run around, so they're pretty happy with that. And then, what is actually nice, you guys can see here, I got my bird houses. The wrens have been coming back, so that's pretty cool too. We love that. So they've been setting up shop. All right, so let's go take a look at those raised beds. Let me show you guys kind of what I'm talking about here for plan-wise. But you see I got my mountain ash is doing well. It's doing pretty good on the top there. It's a big boy. I got it like a 15-footer from the garden center last year. It did pretty good. So you can see on my property here too, I got my, we got our crabapple tree. It's starting to pop there, so that's pretty cool. And this, you guys never seen one before. This is a mulberry tree. I didn't even know we had this thing, but mulberry's pretty cool. The way they fruit, it's the one for the Americans, right? If you go to a diner and you've got the opportunity to get like the little jelly things, right? They're gonna have strawberry, they're gonna have grape, they're gonna have mixed berry, and they're gonna have mulberry. That's what this one is. Okay. So got some work so on the plan here. So along the fence here, one of the things we're gonna do on stream here is I'm gonna clear all this out and I'm gonna make some beds here. I'm gonna get some riprap rock, which is the bigger rocks. Just kind of set this up along here and then get some mulch down, and then we're gonna get some bulbs in here to try to, give this some color in between my lilacs when they're coming up. Because right now I got my lilac bushes. They're just, they're coming, they're getting there, but we want to have some color in between, kind of make it nice over there. And then over here, we got we'll show you some of these here, but these are my little itty bitty orchard, right? I got my little trees doing their thing. These are my apple trees. It's Macintosh and Fuji, if I remember correctly. So they're doing pretty well. They're looking good. We got some nice flowering going on right now. You can see that. Let me get you in there. Kind of see what we're going with. They look pretty good. Oh, later, Looney. Again, make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when we come live here. So, this is going to be my raised beds. You can see I got these off of Amazon. They were $30 a pop, I think. So I got them in for, thank you. It's good to see you. Yeah, absolutely. Enjoy. Can't wait to see you again. Take care. So these were $30 a pop. We put these together on stream. I am a big fan of these. I think they went together really easy, like extremely easy. I think they're well worth the money. Versus going to the box store, like the Lowe's, and spending $80 on one. They took no time to put together. So these are my pear trees. You can see the pears there. Pear trees are doing their thing, looking all pretty. Having a lot of buzzy boys around. A lot of bees have been coming around saying hi. This is my peach tree over here. This is Alberta. It's Alberta peach, and it's coming along good. I had to replace it, so this one is just getting its act together, but it's coming around. We see got some budding here, so that's always a good sign. Oh man, we got Jersey people connecting now. Here we go. It's about to get rowdy up in the chat here. All right, so this over here, these are cherry trees. These are Rainier cherries. And so last year was interesting. In Michigan, we had a huge issue with our cherry trees across, not just the dummies like me, the actual professional cherry tree grower guys, where there was a ridiculous amount of blight that came through. And it was a one-time illness, but it like ravaged, I think it was over half the trees, and mine were one of them. They just grew and just bleh, and it had nothing to do with it. I'm not sure what it was, but they're working on figuring out. So it was kind of a mess, but these guys are coming along well and doing their thing. So, all right. So the next, sorry, I was just had to go check on something. So the next thing we got here, and this is more for you guys to kind of see here. These are finally coming back around. These sticks are my pawpaw trees, and that one's coming. It's starting to bud, so that's good. And this is my new pawpaw tree, and it's starting to get its leaves coming out too. So looks like we're gonna have pawpaws going on here. Pretty excited about that. That'll be nice to have. And the big thing is, so I'm on the highway or the main road over here, right? You can see the spot over here, right? One of the main roads. And then the idea here is to have a nice row of fruit trees, in front of the house. In between this, I'll be growing. You can see where I've got the, they'll be more centered, and obviously we'll line everything up. But for right now, we'll have that. That'll be where I have some tomatoes. I'm gonna have some herbs growing. I don't know. I'll probably do some summer squash and no zucchini, but probably just summer squash, and have that in here so my neighbors can just come grab what they want there, because they still feel, even though they don't mind, bothering me sometimes, I want them to feel comfortable just coming up and grabbing food. They don't want to go in my garden. So we don't help them get past that. A couple things I want to show you too, just real quick, as we make our way around the property here. Look at the phlox. Look how pretty these flowers are coming up. I love this stuff, and this is creeping. So it grew from basically, each one of them was about this big, and this is in year 3 here. How well they're growing out here and just filling out. I got some work I got to do. As you can see, I've got some dandelions have set up, and I've got some nut grass in here that's got to get taken care of. But look how pretty that came out there. Yeah, I know, it's always one of those things, like, it's rude to come in even if you got permission, but I'm like, hey, it's okay, come on and grab some tomatoes. I mean, because literally I've got 52 plants or 54 tomato plants. Please come help me with those. So everybody, so down here, this whole section, it doesn't look, where it looks like we're weeding out, it's actually not. These are all wildflowers. So this whole section is just going to be monster filled with wildflowers. Does it every year. Just, I keep them nice and hydrated and stuff and look good. So this area down here, so this is the next project. It's probably better if I do it this way so you guys can see it a little better. So the other project that I've got for this year, these are low level projects here. The first couple of years, it's all been big projects, getting this stuff in, and the shed and the greenhouse, the back and everything. I'm going to have, I'm going to put in boxes here, raised boxes with lids, and what do I want to say here? What's the stuff on here? Acrylic on top of there, like I use for my greenhouse. They'll be up during the summer, but when I get towards fall and winter, I'm going to keep them down and grow lettuce and herbs and other stuff in here. So that way into November, December, I can still have stuff going here. It'll be solar and kept warm, so I keep some stuff going, and then transfer into my greenhouse after that. So don't have to be in my greenhouse, constantly. The other thing is we got black-eyed Susans all through here, all through the side here. So that's kind of nice. They're there, and more of those folks are coming up. So yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at for projects here, folks. So again, if you have questions or anything, you're not sure how to do these things, it's one of the reasons that I have the channel and I go live like I do, is chickens are having a field day over there. Sorry, they're just being silly. You can see my wren, if you guys can see them or not, way over there protecting the spot here. But all right, so anyways, like I was saying, so it's one of the reasons that I go live here and I do stuff out here in the garden. Again, hopefully, I've earned your subscription, just kind of see what we have here, but I come live and I do stuff in real time. Soto, I know they've gotten so big, right? Because when we first saw them, they're just these little nuggets, right? Yeah, they're all big and fat now, living their best lives. Well, the reason we're on here, and again, Soto, you can attest to this, that I do the stuff, my construction and things that I do live. Poor Soto hung out with me for 3 hours while I put my chicken coop together. Like, you know, but you're there for it, and I appreciate it. But that's one of the reasons why, again, when you subscribe, again, make sure you hear your notification bells. I always say likes are free, so we're big fans of those on the channel. But you can kind of see and learn and see how I do it with my projects. Like, for instance, those front, those boxes that we're going to do, they're not really window boxes. Yeah, you were supervising. Yeah, Soto was definitely supervising. You know, I'm gonna have my table saw out. We're gonna have all the tools there, so you can kind of see what goes into doing these things. If you know, if I need them per se, I may not need the table saw, but it'll be out ready to go. You know, just like we did. I didn't have a channel when I did this, but I would have absolutely done it with this thing too. So that's part of what I do with this channel. I've just found it to be helpful for folks to see how long it actually takes to do these things. You know, you see the videos of like, hey, here's how to do this project, and it's 14 minutes long. It ends up taking like 3 days. You know, I just want to be realistic for y'all. So, yeah. Oh, hey, one last thing before I go. I didn't do this one because I didn't want to hear you guys all like being like, watching me be sad and everything like that. But I stained my deck. Look at that. Got a nice little chestnut color to it. Look at that. I did do that one, but I knew that was going to be me cursing and everything, well, because it was going to hurt my back. So, yeah, I know, right? So yeah, that's right. So again, I appreciate everybody who's on here. Take care. I got to get started on dinner and stuff. Thank you for much. I appreciate that. I got to get started on dinner. So it's good to see everybody. Take care, and I will see you next time. Later, y'all. Bye.